Alrighty, friends. First off, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this early morning learning session with the Arizona Science Center. My name is Cole. I'm going to be your educator for the day. And I am super excited not only to have you all on the stream, but to educate you all on one of my favorite professions. But before we get into that, I want to go ahead and not only thank you for tuning in, but also for social distancing. Just because you are at home, it doesn't mean that the science has to stop. And that is why we're doing these streams every morning at 9:30 and also at 1 p.m. As well, different activities and whatnot. I believe we maybe have enough people in the stream already, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into our first section. We're going to be reading an amazing book that really ties into what we're talking about. In case you couldn't tell from the accoutrement around the stage with a telescope and helmets and whatnot, we are going to be talking about astronauts and what it means to be an astronaut, what it takes to be an astronaut as well. So first, we're going to be reading an amazing little book called Roaring Rockets by Tony Mitton and Ant Parker. You can go ahead and get a little bit closer. And let's go ahead and break into this, because there's nothing quite like a little bit of story time to start your day off right. So, Roaring Mittens by Tony Mitton and Ant Parker. Wow, said the animals. Rockets have power. They rise and roar. This rocket's waiting, ready to soar. So we have our three astronauts right over here, excitedly looking at their spaceship, their rocket right over there. You can tell it's about ready to go off from all the smoke and smog on the bottom. Rockets carry astronauts with cool white suits, oxygen helmets, and moon boots. We have our astronauts walking down this plank right here into the spaceship with all of their equipment. We got our bird astronaut with some boots. We have our mouse astronaut with the spacesuit in tow and also a shovel to maybe take some geological samples. And also our rabbit astronaut with maybe one of the most important pieces of equipment, the space helmets. Alrighty. Rockets go far. Through space they zoom, reaching as far as the big round moon. Down comes the lander with legs out ready and fiery boosters to hold it steady. So out from the rocket came this lunar lander, this little bug-looking spaceship. It has these legs right here that lets the lander and the astronauts inside, our rat and our bunny, land perfectly and carefully on the moon as our other astronaut circles around it, waiting for them to come back up. Out comes the astronauts to plant their flag and scoop up samples in their moon rock bag. Because oftentimes when our astronauts go to the moon, they're there to take some samples and learn a little bit more, not only about the moon itself, but the Earth itself as well. Ooh, skipped a page. Spoiler, my bad. They get home. Rockets explore, through space they roam, but when they're done, they head back home. So the top part of the lander flies off from the legs and goes up, meets the rocket, and lets all the other astronauts get back into the main rocket so that they can all head home safe and sound. And it makes a sound much like a whiz, apparently. Rockets re-enter in a fiery flash to land in the sea with a sizzling splash. The helicopters carry the brave crew away. 3 cheers for the astronauts. Hip, hip, hooray! And there they are, crash landing into the ocean. Very, very nice impact zone, very soft and safe. And there is a ship off into the distance that this helicopter is going to carry them all to make sure that they are safe and sound. And that is the end of the story. But if we look at the very back, we have some really cool facts here. So we have moon boots. So an astronaut's entire outfit is made of very protective clothing and material to help them when they're walking on the moon. We also have a better image of the lander right here. You can tell that this is the ship that lands on the moon because of the legs, but also this top part flies off and meets back up with the rocket. We have the oxygen helmet, which is airtight, so nothing can leave it, and also the fuel tanks on the rocket that allow the rocket to not only go up into outer space, but keep on going as those tanks fall off and go even further and further away. All right, friends. Again, that was Roaring Rockets by Tony Mitton and Ant Parker. Thank you for joining in with Storytime. I know that's, at least for me, an amazing way to start off the day. We have 2 really fun activities that you can do at home with your family. So the first one is going to be testing your agility and reflexes. So in outer space, when astronauts are either doing moonwalks or spacewalks, They need to have amazing reflexes in order to react to anything that happens. Maybe it could be their spacesuit getting snagged on something or them missing something trying to grab it, but essentially they need to be at the top of their game in order to make sure that they are safe and all the other astronauts are safe. So if you want to test your reflexes, all you really need is a ruler and a partner. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the 0 inch and 1 inch are on the very, very bottom, and you are going to, one partner is going to hold it out like this, especially right now, to ensure that we have that safe social distancing. Make sure your arm is entirely stretched out and everything. And you're going to count down 3, 2, 1, and drop it. Now, when you drop it, the other person over here is going to wait with their hand outstretched, and they're going to try and catch it like that. Hopefully better. They're going to try and catch it. Let's see if we can kind of emulate it. 3, 2, 1, like that. And wherever the top of their hand is, so mine's at the 4 inches, that's basically going to be their score. Now you can keep on doing this over time to increase your score and try to get it down as little as possible. And so that's one of the ways that you can test your agility and test your agility much like an astronaut would as they're training to go to outer space. Another thing you can do, astronauts need to be in peak physical condition. So if you want to exercise like an astronaut, you can do 10 push-ups and then run in place for 10 seconds and then do 10 jumping jacks. I'm not going to do it all because I'm 22 years old and I'm very tired all the time. But for you younger ones out there, you can as well. Remember, 10 push-ups, running in place as fast as you can, and then 10 jumping jacks, just like that, but more, of course. And you can do that as many times as you want to help you get into the best physical condition as you can in order to be just like real-life astronauts. And then last but not least, we not only want to train our bodies if we want to go into outer space, we also want to train our minds. So I actually have a really fun memory activity because astronauts need to be able to remember where all the command modules are, where all the buttons are that they need to be. If anything is missing, they need to be able to identify it. So we're going to be doing a fun activity based on memory. In order to do that, we are going to have our very own Josh help us out. Now Josh is going to come out and essentially, yep, everyone wave to Josh. Say hi, Josh.
Hi, friends. It's good to see you all again. Thanks for being here this morning.
He can hear you, for sure. So essentially what I'm going to do, I have this handy dandy bag. Really all you need is 5 to 7 random objects, a bag, and some boards to cover up those objects. Now I am going to go ahead, it's okay if Josh sees this part, I suppose. So I'm going to go ahead and take out 5 random objects from this bag. So we have that and that. I have a glove as well. Really just whatever you can find. All right. And so let's detach this Pirates of the Caribbean from our rubber band. All right, and we have all that on the ground, right? Now, Josh is going to look at it. I'm going to give him 10 seconds to memorize all of these objects. So if you want to at home count with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to cover it all up. And Josh is going to turn around or cover his eyes or whatever he needs to do. And I'm going to go ahead and take something away and see if Josh can figure out what I took away. Now, if you want to get the camera a little bit closer, this is what I took away from that pile. So you all at home know. And let's see if Josh is astronaut material. Josh, you can go ahead and...
All right, friends. I remember we had 5 objects, and right now I see a red handkerchief, I see a rubber band, I see a tennis ball, and I see a glove. So I have 4 objects, so I know he took 1 away. This is a little bit tricky. If you at home want to write in the comments, maybe it will help me know what he took away. But I also have a trick where when I'm trying to remember things, I associate with part of my body. So the headband was on my head, I was bouncing the tennis ball, I had the rubber band on my wrist, I had the glove covering my whole hand, and there was something else with my hand.
Do you all know what it is?
Was it the ring? Was it the ring? Can I see what it was?
It was the ring.
Ah!
Congratulations,
Good.
you're going to outer space.
I am astronaut material.
Josh is astronaut material. Now, if you want to make it harder, you can always add more materials. We recommend between 5 and 7. Get crazy, do your own thing. Make this science your own. Now, friends, that is all the activities we have for you right now, but tune in at 1 o'clock later today, 1 p.m., for our next science demo on the same Facebook page and whatnot. And then also, if you just need more in your life, feel free to visit our Instagram and our YouTube, just both Arizona Science Center, to learn more about the amazing science in the world around you. Anyway, friends, thank you so much for being a part of this live stream. Oh, and then my apologies. I almost forgot the most important part. If you want to learn more activities, we have a ton of them up for free at the Arizona Science Center website. So go ahead and visit us over there. You can find a ton of different things along those lines. And we hope you really have a great time with all of that. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, visit us at our website, arizonasciencecenter.com, or azscience.com.org, azscience.org, as well as follow us on Instagram and Facebook, which is where you are right now, and check out our YouTube as well for more demos. And thank you again for tuning in, and thank you so much for being safe and doing some safe social distancing out there. Have a great day.